In a quiet village wrapped by hills and rustling trees, lived a gentleman named Paojo, known by all for his kindness, wisdom, and prayers. He had 3 sons, Chunde, Seyi, and Dapo, from his first wife who had passed away many years before. After mourning and under pressure from family and elders, Paojo remarried a woman named Iyabo. She arrived with a fake smile, wide hips, and a tone that could pierce the soul. To the villagers, she was warm and sweet, but behind the closed wooden doors of Paojo's compound, she was a terror draped in colorful wrappers. Iyabo hated the 3 brothers with a venom she couldn't hide. Tunde, the eldest, had once spilled her palm oil by mistake. That day she beat him with a pestle until his back bore bruises shaped like yam tubers. Seyi had tried to stop her and got a slap so loud even the neighbor's goats stopped chewing. She would starve them deliberately, boiling soup and locking it in a cupboard, while she sat heavily in the parlor sipping pap and picking her teeth. "You won't die if you don't eat every day," she'd mutter, smirking, watching the boys clean the compound with hollow stomachs. Every morning she cursed them. "You, Dapo, you will suffer like a one-legged grasshopper. Say, your mates will fly, you will crawl like worm." She would say it with power, placing her hand on her big belly as if to summon spirits with her words. The boys would cry, but silently, as their father always said, "Don't curse her, pray instead." Paojo, the quiet man, endured it all. Iyabo would keep food from him till midnight, and when she brought it, it was cold, with a mountain of pepper that burned his stomach. Once he coughed blood, and when the boys cried out, she said, "He asked for food, not love. I gave what I had." He never raised his voice, never lifted his hand. He would sit by the candlelight every night, whispering prayers. Depending on who you asked, "God sees," he'd say. "Let him judge." Iyabo was more than wicked, she was diabolical. At night, she would sneak to the backyard, drawing strange symbols in the sand, muttering incantations. Her room always smelled of burned hair and bitter herbs. She buried charms in the boys' pillows, hoping to ruin their destinies. One day, Seyi developed boils all over his body. Another time, Tunde became deaf for 3 days after drinking water she gave him. Yet the father would say, "Pray, my sons, the evil will not last." One Sunday, everyone was preparing for a village festival. Iyabo delayed the whole household. She kept sitting, issuing commands to her maid. "Go and bring my earrings. Now where is that wrapper? I said fold it again." They missed the opening dance. She didn't care. She only laughed as they arrived late, eyes following her loud presence and heavy steps. Once, when the entire family fasted for a special prayer, she cooked jollof rice with so much pepper that people cried after 1 spoonful. She laughed wickedly, clapping her hands in pride. "At least it will remain. No need to cook tomorrow." One day, a neighbor's child came to play. Iyabo offered him a sweet dipped in palm oil and hot pepper. The child screamed for hours. She said, "He needs to learn life is bitter." When the boys fetched water, she would pour it out if they didn't greet her loud enough. "Am I your mate?" she'd bark. When a neighbor greeted her with "Good afternoon," she would smile sweetly, walk away, and say under her breath, "Your womb will be empty." Yet to people's faces, she was a saint. One evening, during a heavy storm, she went to her shrine behind the house. She lit black candles, muttered chants, and called on spirits to blind Paojo and make the boys mad. But something went wrong. The wind blew violently, lightning cracked the sky. The tree beside the shrine split in half and fell right on her. The villagers heard a loud scream, then silence. When they rushed to the scene, they found her crushed, her face twisted in a grimace of terror. No one cried. Even the clouds seemed to part, letting sunlight fall on the compound that had known only sorrow. The 3 boys wept, but this time it was in relief. Pa Ojo, with tears in his eyes, said quietly, "The wicked dig pits for others, but God lets them fall into it." From that day, peace returned to the house. Birds sang again in the compound. The neighbors stopped hearing shouts and curses. The boys grew into strong, kind men. And when they told the story of Yabo, the wicked stepmother, they said it with both pain and wonder, because even in silence, justice had spoken. Evil may rise like a mountain, but truth and prayer wear it down like rain on stone. Let this tale remind you, no matter how loud the wicked may laugh, justice never forgets. Like this story? Don't just keep it to yourself. Leave a comment below. What would you have done if you were one of the brothers? Share this story with your friends, family, or storytelling groups. Let the lesson spread like fire in the Hamatan. Click the notification button so you never miss another story full of twists, truth, and timeless wisdom. Subscribe for more African folktale, real-life lessons, and unforgettable storytelling. Your voice matters. Your story matters. Stay with us for more.